I love Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I do. I wanted to put that out there at the beginning of the video because I want you guys to know when I create these videos like missing outfits like I did last week or missing stages like I'm doing today, I'm not trying to shit on the game. I'm just trying to say ways it could be better. And that's it. But today, like you saw in the title, we're going to be discussing the missing stages in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. With outfits, I feel like there actually are a good amount of outfits in the game. I just feel we could have had some more. But with stages, I genuinely think we're lacking. The stages we have are great. They're graphically very detailed. They're really big. The destruction is great. I do love the stages we have. But in this video, I'm going to be listing 10 stages that I would want to see in the game. And I've thought of more than 10, don't get me wrong, but I want to leave the discussion open down below for you guys to leave your thoughts and your suggestions for stages that you would want to see in the game as well. So these are my top 10 stages to be added in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, in order of preference. Now, quick disclaimer, you guys know I like my disclaimers. We already have Superhero and Daima announced as DLC, and more than likely the Red Ribbon Army Base and Demon World will be stages, so I'm not going to mention those two because I feel like they're pretty much a lock, at least I hope they're a lock, to be added in the DLC. We're going to be going with ones that have no real sign of coming to the game as of yet. Oh yeah, we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It'll extend my giveaway if we do so. So hit that subscribe button, share the video. Look how little of you are subscribed. Come on, just do it. At number 10, we have Destroyed Earth. Honestly, I didn't want to have to put this in my top 10 because this should already be a stage in the game in my opinion. And realistically, the visuals of the stage would probably suck. Most Destroyed Earth maps in previous games have been very boring, and I would even settle for just a bland gray landscape with lightning and clouds all over, similar to Budokai 3. This is a basic Budokai Tenkaichi staple that needs to come back. And not even for every map, just make a couple maps like Rocky Lands or Open Field have it. It's criminal that we only have Namek as a destroyable environment in the game. Moving on. At number 9, we have Mountain Road. I absolutely loved this map in the previous games, and there's something about this stage from the road, the mini forest, the river running through it that makes it one of the most varied maps in a Dragon Ball game, but also one of the most natural, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a realistic setting that you would drive by on your way to work or something if you live in BC, I guess. This is the setting of the fight between Vegeta and Android 18, and they didn't go, oh no, let's find a place to fight that's wide open and clear of animals. No, they fought right where they were, not giving a damn about who or what was in the way. Also, the fact that Vegeta is my favorite character, even though he gets his ass beat in this setting, it makes the map more meaningful for me. And in this game, if we could expand that forest section even more, that would be very cool. Maybe even have some cars driving by once in a while to add some dynamic obstacles. And we could really upgrade this map to the next gen. At number 8, we have the Nameless Planet. This feels like a map that was probably on the agenda for them somewhere in development. Or at least it must have been, considering it's the main stage of one of the story arcs in Dragon Ball Super. But they never got around to making it, and now we're missing a whole arc of story in the story mode for everybody. Anyways, that aside, I do think this map is really cool. Just a better version of the World Tournament stage for me. Mainly because the arena is bigger and you can actually feel like you're fighting in a tournament of some sort. So it's better for gameplay in video games. I don't actually like it better design-wise in the series. The World Tournament stage we have right now, it's like 5 hits and you're knocked out of the stage. It's kind of annoying. I want the stage to be huge, kind of like it is in Xenoverse 2, and considering the size of maps in the game so far, I feel like that's realistic. At number 7, we have Frieza's spaceship over Planet Vegeta. I was a bit torn between choosing this map or Space over Earth, but I just think that the spaceship is such an iconic piece of Dragon Ball lore that it puts this map above Earth's space for me. Plus the fact that Planet Vegeta just looks so much cooler in the background with the red glow, and it's a needed map in order to properly recreate Bardock's stand against Frieza, which is in itself an iconic moment. In this game though, I think they should allow us to destroy the whole spaceship, though that probably won't happen because it seems like they need a base somewhere in the map for certain characters' attacks, but still, I can dream. And a cool little detail they could add that honestly I just thought of right now, every single fight, once per fight, you're going to see a little spaceship fly away from the planet in the distance, and it's supposed to represent Goku flying away off to Earth. That would be kind of a cool detail that you could miss in fights, depending on the angle your character is facing. At 6, we have Beerus' planet. This has only been a map I believe in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, if you even want to call those maps, but it was pretty cool fighting there, unless I'm misremembering that I'm just talking out of my ass. But the deeper we've gotten into Dragon Ball Super, the more little battles we've seen here, and I think it would be a cool place to recreate some fights, or even to create different storylines for custom battle and stuff. I said at the beginning of this video that I'm not including the Red Ribbon Army base because that's almost guaranteed to be in the first DLC, at least in my mind. But they may even end up adding this map in that DLC because Goku and Vegeta did fight here in that movie. But we'll just have to wait and see. At number 5, we have Snowy Mountain. I don't really know the name of this. That's just what I'm going to call it. Here, I'm going to have to spoil my own list. Glacier is not on this list. And that is because, honestly, I initially had it at number 9, but then I remembered Mountain Road and preferred that. Plus, I think that the snowy area from the Broly movie is just a better winter-type map. No annoying freezing water to charge agonizingly slow in. Plus, we get actual snow, which I think would make for some really cool charging effects and destruction effects. And that's one of the reasons I think we may never, ever, ever get this map. Because just thinking about what it would take to develop those effects gives me a headache. And I'm not even a visual effects artist. But Bandai, if you're listening, I don't need Hoth from Star Wars Battlefront 2, alright? I don't need something that detailed. Just some decent effects, alright? If you're gonna handle water, you can handle snow. You got this. Plus, if you add this map, you better goddamn add a Dragon Ball Super Broly story mode expansion, even though it should have been in the game in the first place. At number 4, we have
Planet Tuffle.
I just love both Baby and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and I want the stage where they actually fought. Not just because of them though, I think that Planet Tuffle with its red sky and unique buildings make it a really cool stage to fight in, and it can also double as a Planet Vegeta map, I guess. I personally thought that the Xenoverse 2 version of this map was just alright. I'd kind of want the building design to look a little more accurate to the show and be less destroyed, just as it was when the planet was first created by Baby. And I'd want the Earth to be more prominent in the sky. Just the concept of the map itself would give rise to some great and creative custom battles, I'm sure of that. At number 3, we have Hell. Hell may be one of the coolest designed areas in any Dragon Ball media. It's so wacky but also unique in its design and one of the most fun areas to play in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Plus, it gives you a place to fight with Halo characters that makes it feel sort of fitting, like you have a place for the dead. Honestly though, if we could just get this map so we could accurately recreate Gogeta vs Janemba, that's what I really want it for. And again, I think this would be a great spot for some custom battles. Like all the maps on here, I guess. But Hell seems to be a pretty universally loved map. At number 2, we have Mount Paozu. Potentially my favorite single map in both Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and Budokai 3. Just the design of the mountains, the water section, having Goku's and Grandpa Gohan's house just hanging around. Anytime I wanted to have the Sun family fight each other, I would always choose this map, and something about it just feels so cozy. You know what I mean. I'm just happy when I fight in this map. This is the map you choose when you want to have a friendly spar. You want to get serious, then you choose Planet Tuffle or Destroyed Earth or whatever. I don't believe this map was even in Xenoverse 2 though, which is a bit disappointing and makes me think they're never going to add this one, but again, I can dream. Now before we get to number 1, I'm going to go with an honorable mention, and that is King's Castle. Now I had to do an honorable mention for a Dragon Ball map because we only have one character in the game that's solely in the first part of the series, and that's Kid Goku. And if there were more Dragon Ball characters like King Piccolo for example, this map would have definitely made the actual list. But because we barely have any Dragon Ball characters, I have to leave this as simply an honorable mention. This is such a great map, and maybe there's still hope that we'll get it someday with the Dragon Ball Characters DLC. Who knows? Baba's Palace would be another cool one, and Muscle Tower. But for me, King's Castle is the coolest of those. And if they could have the entire area destructible like in the show, that would also be dope. Almost a pseudo-destroyed Earth section. And finally, at number 1, we have Kami's Lookout. When I said my single favorite map is potentially Mount Paozu, I was telling the truth. But my actual favorite map from the previous game, and in most Dragon Ball games where it exists, is Kami's Lookout. I know it's pretty basic, but something about this floating temple in the sky has just always engrossed me. There's a word for you. And it's almost like 2 maps in one sometimes. If you want to hop off the temple and fight below it, you can make it into a makeshift sky map, and that's dope too. I even thought about saying make this a Korin's Land / Kami's Lookout map, but I seriously doubt they're going to do that, especially because of the distance between the two. That'd be shooting beyond the stars if I asked for that. So just a Kami's Lookout with a nice sky, wide area around it would be great. And the temple itself was never destructible in the last game, only the parts on top of it. But I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I want it to be destructible like the way Super Buu destroyed it in the series, or if the temple itself should stay solid and indestructible like in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Let me know down below your thoughts on that. I'm not quite sure myself where I stand on that. But there you have it, guys. There are 10 stages that I would absolutely love to see in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero in the future. Again, let me know what you agree with, what else you would want to see. There's plenty of maps in Dragon Ball that would be great to have in this game. Ones that I didn't mention, ones that I did mention. So let's foster some discussion down below. Again, if you made it to the end of the video, you know what to do. Like the video. If you're one of the 99% subscribed, you should be ashamed of yourself. Hit that button. But at the end of the day, do whatever the frick you want. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure to join my Sparking Zero giveaway. Details will be in the last video. Take it easy, and peace.